Hi guys, how's it going? It's Sins the Comic. We've got stories and so much more. Welcome back to CorreapTale. If you want to read the story, the link will be in the description below. Enjoy the story. Chapter 2, First. Frisk fights the new skeleton and something is lost. Frisk lowers their knife, clearly indicating that they wanted to talk. The skeleton pauses in place to hear them out, ignoring the whispers that came from the scythe to her head. Frisk speaks as soon as it was clear that they could talk without getting interrupted, their voice nearly a giggle. "You want to stop me, huh?" The skeleton tilts her head, wondering with mild curiosity where this was going. What wasn't known to Frisk was that the skeleton could feel emotions, but has lived her entire childhood without emotions and didn't know how to express them well. Frisk spoke again. "Was my killing Papyrus what set you off to face me yourself? Did he remind you of your—" Does one require having a similar situation to stop what is obviously wrong? The interruption and question gave Frisk pause. Frisk narrowed their red eyes, their smile turning into a frown of confusion. "What?" The skeleton put the shaft of the scythe between two of the Judgment Hall tiles, carefully tying up her white hair. It was honestly getting in her face, which made it difficult to see at times. Wouldn't want that to get in the... Frisk had taken that moment to try and rush the skeleton, causing her to shortcut backwards a few feet as she finished tying up her hair. How rude, she thought. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that this being would attack me while I was distracted. Both the skeleton and human size each other up. Frisk laughs and swings their knife playfully. "Looks like you don't have your creepy weapon anymore. How do you plan on fighting back now?" The skeleton tilts her head for a moment before straightening and patting the palm of her bony hand with an equally bony fist as if in understanding. "You think you disarmed me." Frisk was now the confused one. "Are you somehow saying I didn't? As far as I'm concerned, you are completely unarmed unless you are somehow hiding another one of those things in your jacket." Having thought that they were completely safe from the creepy weapon as long as they kept it away from the skeleton, Frisk decides to ask questions. They needed to see if this was just a glitch in the system. "What's your name, anyway?" "Sins. Sins the skeleton." Frisk is now completely confused. "Your name isn't Sans?" "No." The scythe was gone from its spot. Frisk looks around frantically before seeing the scythe form in Sins's hand. Doesn't seem like keeping the scythe away from her will work. Frisk fumes at this new level of unfairness. "Look, I just want to see what this ending is like, okay? Very easy and quick. Just hand over the smiley trash bag and you can have your fun hereafter, okay?" "You seem to misunderstand. You are coming with me. I have been told that there would be a great amount of resistance. It seems that it was right." Frisk was confused again. "What told you I would resist? Obviously, the natural thing to do when someone is trying to kill you is to fight back, right?" The skeleton seems to internally sigh. "That is of little concern to me." The skeleton readies her weapon again. Frisk hurries to do the same. Frisk lays against a wall, somehow having been unable to move ever since a weird black knife got into their soul. Surely that was considered playing dirty. The skeleton was slowly approaching them. They had to reset. They needed to go to before this and ambush them or something. Their determination willed their reset button into existence. The reset button is just barely out of... Wait. The skeleton is staring at the button. Frisk stares in shock at the skeleton. She gently reaches a hand out, scooping it up as if to bring it closer. The reset button was moving toward her! As the button became close enough, a red thread that seemed to connect to Frisk's soul from the button seemed to phase into existence. The skeleton trained her eyelights on the thread and raises her scythe. Wait! Before Frisk can finish their desperate cry to make the monster stop, the scythe is brought down and breaks the thread. Frisk can feel the sudden lack of their ability to reset. Frisk goes limp. The skeleton holds the now ownerless button, staring at it as the scythe seems to whisper to return home. She would do that in a minute. After sending this human back to her home where they deserve to be, and resetting this world back to how it should be. Sin scratches her skull and pulls the knife from the human's soul, taking note that a sudden removal of their reset button made it easy to put them away for the safety of the AU. She opens a portal to what seems to be a white AU with a large tree that seemed to be made of stone, and tosses the human inside, knowing that she wouldn't need to handle the containment of Frisk herself. She would only get in the way of the process. She then taps the floor with her scythe and a hole opens up beneath the cloak she had left lying next to a pillar. She had managed to get it out of the way somehow to prevent it from getting ruined in the fight. The hole closes. She lets her scythe dissolve and holds up the reset button a bit more before pressing it, making sure to keep a firm hold on the loose thread so as not to lose it. Sins checks behind the door to the throne room where she had stashed the sands of this AU and found a great lack of the funny bone himself. I guess it either reset or he went through a shortcut. Either way, first mission complete. She heads back to the portal and does one last look around before stepping through.